again. There we go.
I appreciate you starting recording now. That's great. That's very nice of you. Looks like it's sunny in your room.
It is very, very sunny here.
Super cool. So we have Daniel and Christopher, it looks like. Hi, Daniel. How are you today?
Very good.
Do you have any questions you want to start us off with, or anything that you want to put out there?
Yes, I do. So, if I want to send an email after the people have started the course, I just have to put like some delay in the email and then it will be sent in the same timing for everyone. For instance, if we have an email for the people who haven't ended the experience 2 weeks after they have been suspended.
Right.
So if I put like another 4 weeks after, for instance, it will be sent also.
Correct. Absolutely. So anybody that you have not removed from the course, right? So I'm just sorry, I'm opening up my.
They are suspended, not removed.
Correct, exactly. So let's, I'm going to just open up a, all right, I'm going to share my screen with you.
Mm-hmm.
Share. Oh dear, my. Apologize, my technology fails continue to.
I can also share mine, and
let's see if I may need to oh no, look, it's working. So great. Whew, I tell you what, you don't realize just how dependent upon you are on these little machines until they stop working the way that you want them to, right? I feel like it's like a movie plot where it's like everything's fine until the robot decides to not work. Oh yeah, so you can see my screen, correct? Okay. So I'm just gonna pop into this it's a draft expiring mini course like the one you're building. And then in the secret sauce place down here, excuse me, in the experience engine, you have this section here you're talking about right now where the user has been suspended from a course, right? And then you wait 2 weeks, then you unsuspend them, and then you send them an email, right? So that's what comes automatically built in the template. And then what you're saying is, so right now we have, again, we followed the same pattern where we basically give them 2 days to finish it again, right? We give them another 72 hours. And then we ultimately end this experience by suspending them from the course again. So let's recap. What you want to do is you want to add another one 2 weeks later.
Yeah, add for instance, if I like make a follow-up afterwards, but they have already been suspended or they haven't finished, and I want to make a follow-up to book a call with me in this, but as they have already finished, I was wondering how can I send an email. So as an example, I put the 2 weeks after
they've completed.
They've not.
I see. I understand. Okay.
Yeah.
So now we're talking about if you're saying that the person has already completed the course. They actually successfully completed, correct?
Some of them, not all of them. I have only like 3 from 20.
Sure, but I'm saying what you're trying to do is when someone completes the course, 2 weeks later, you want to say, hey, thanks for taking my course. can you please, take a
Yeah,
moment and let's have a call together, right?
yeah, something like that.
So what the way that I would approach this, and Brenda, I'd be happy if you have a different way that you'd approach it, but we have this one experience basically that's triggered when somebody completes the course. So if we look at the starting trigger, that means that this experience doesn't run until they complete the course. So they've done all of the trainings and they've taken all of the actions, right? And our system says, hey, the course is now complete. And when we do that, it removes right now, again, in the template, it removes the not completed tag and it puts a tag on there that says they've completed the course. A very simple thing for you to do would be to then just say, add a delay timer of 2 weeks, right? So we add that delay, and so our system will just kind of sit there and wait for 2 weeks. Then 2 weeks later, then you can have an email that just says, book a call with me, and put that as the subject, and it's from, and then you would put, hi, first name, blah, 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 and then you could write your email, and then we just add that email. And then this will continue to run. And actually I think it's a great strategy, honestly, to make sure that even people who finish this, expiring mini course are, that you're still staying engaged with them. I would recommend actually that you don't wait 2 weeks. If somebody completes the course, I would 48 hours, maybe, you know what I mean? Or even the next day. Like I would actually change the wait 2 weeks to more like, actually, now that I'm really thinking about it, I would change that to 24 hours, or 1 day. Let's just make it 1 day. Only because you want to stay fresh, right? You want to, like, 2 weeks is an eternity in a sales process.
Yeah.
And the reason why we keep 2 weeks in the first experience that we have here is because the user came, they signed up, and clearly, obviously, they walked away. They got distracted, or life happened, or some other thing. And so we're trying to show up at a time when they're not expecting it, to try to, have that sort of dopamine hit that says, hey, wait a second. Oh yeah, I remember that from a couple weeks ago. I remember that. And so that's why I'm going to come back and maybe trigger them to come back. Whereas in the case that you're creating, you're describing, is they've completed the course and now you're like, great, I want to get on a call with them to bring them into the practice, right? And so honestly, I'd say do it 1 day. And this is where, so let me pause there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. And yeah, and I think that in this process we need more communication, and as they are completing in 3 days and doing stuff, we should maintain that kind of communication, and then make a follow-up for instance, 3 to 5 days to book the call if they haven't booked it, or something.
This is really cool, and this would be what I would call advanced automations, and it would also take us outside of the ExperienceFyi platform.
Okay.
Simply because, what service do you use as your CRM?
I have one that it's Ninja Suite.
Ninja
Uh,
Suite.
Yeah, it has like everything integrated, the CRM and
Is that
mailing.
that doesn't come, does that come from the AppSumo company, or no? It's
No,
okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. But only because I'm so okay, you have one called Ninja Suite, and does it in I assume that allows you to do email automations
Yeah.
and also do triggers and webhooks and those kinds of things?
Yeah, I don't know if webhooks, how does that work? But yeah.
Webhooks or something. Maybe basically that's a fancy name for something like Zapier, where
Ah,
you can have Zapier say, hey, when an action happens over here, do an action over here, right? Like do an action. So for instance, we actually have this in our we do this quite regularly as well, where we just use it to be able to understand who comes into our courses and who's actually signed up and those kinds of things. And so you can ask a service like Zapier to listen to ExperienceFyi, and you can say, hey, listen to this course when an action happens, like the person gets a tag or they're added to a course or something like that. Go and start the automation in Ninja Suite to start to send them emails that says, hey, I see that you completed my expiring mini course, my introductory course or whatever you call it, and I'd love to get on a call with you, or here's the scheduler to book a call, that kind of thing.
yeah. So just to understand how does integrations work with ExperienceFyi, like we can use Zapier or any other tool to have this information?
We can, and I can just show you, like, let's see. I'll show you an example. So we have, so I'm in Zapier now. I've moved outside of ExperienceFyi, so just for the record, like, we can't help you build Zapier just simply because it's outside of our company. But this gives
Yeah.
you an example, because I can't support building Zaps. But so this is a Zap that we have, right? This one right here. And what I've done is I have created a Zap that says anytime that a student is added to a specific course in ExperienceFyi, that I want them to update their lead, their contact information in our CRM system, right?
Yeah.
And it's oops, sorry. And it's actually, it's quite simple. Like, this took me 20 minutes to set up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you log in, and then you just kind of go step by step through the process of making sure you can connect to ExperienceFyi. Yeah, and that all that takes is your login information, and then you choose your CRM system, which could be Ninja Suite, it could be Active Campaign, it could be MailChimp, it could be Campaign Refinery, it could be Constant Contact. There's so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you would have that contact updated and put into an automation or something like that. So
And where how do I connect ExperienceFyi? Does it have an API or something, or is just I will call the ExperienceFyi in Zapier or
right. So let's just take the opportunity to create a Zap here, right? And let's just say, when a student is added to a course in an ExperienceFyi, update their contact in MailChimp, because just MailChimp is such a popular one, right?
yeah.
And this is this is literally, what you would type. Oops. Arr. Oh, it's thinking down here. It's been changed just a little bit. Usually they give you a suggestion right off the top. Okay, so there you go. So you can see here on the left-hand side, they've given you some examples of what they like their AI tool suggests, right? And so ExperienceFyi is a known application inside Zapier. And there's a few things. Let me go to, if I go here and I just put, I think we have a list of the different triggers that we have, but I could be wrong. Let's see. What kind of things? So here you go. So it says add ExperienceFyi students as a subscriber to convert kits. You have Active Campaign here. You have, these are all CRM systems. Now here you go. So there's another PayPal thing, even though we integrate PayPal now. So And we have this entire help file about, sort of a step-by-step of how to use Zapier. But it's just as simple as, I put in my prompt. They've suggested these, and I would add these to the builder here, and then I would go through the steps of logging into both of those systems, choosing a contact as an example, and then you could it builds the Zap from there, and then you just need to test it and make sure that it works. So yeah, this is one of those places where it's easy to get a little overwhelmed by the technology, is what I'm trying to say, right? And so take a deep breath. Yeah, I mean, I know you've been building here, so just basically just take a deep breath, grab a cup of coffee and say, look, for the next hour, I'm going to figure this out. And that's, you should be able to build a Zap and build that connection within an hour without any. If you can't, or you're not, then you're either making it harder than it really is, or there's some other technical issue that we need to overcome, and you should probably just sort of reach out and contact us.
Thank you.
Sure. Christopher, the answer is yes. I'm happy for you to talk to me. So Christopher put in the chat, if it's to talk after this meeting about promoting ExperienceFyi, absolutely. I'll just, I'm going to share my screen here. One of the best ways to promote us, if you'd like, is in every single one of the courses that you've created or will create, is you'll see down here, step 6, promote and get the word out. Most of the links in that particular stage are about your course, right? So here's your marketplace and your school login page and your course, the order form for this one course that you were talking about. But then the very last one, it says make money when you refer us. So you can use this link. It's unique to you and your account. And you can put that out on social media. You can put it out on, an email blast. You can talk to it about your clients. You could have a webinar and talk about it. And if you use this link, you'll earn a 30% commission. And so that is what, that's the easiest way to do it. But Chris, if you want, go ahead and book a call and we can talk about it. And I will actually put that in the chat right here. 1 second. This is the link that you'd use to book a call with me. Patty, nice to see you. I see that you have stuck in there, and Hannah as well. Patty, if you have a question or anything that you'd like to put on the table here, please let me know.
Hi, yes. I had a question regarding, I have groom.cm. Does that interface with ExperienceFyi?
Groom.cm.
Right. So it's the my website is on there.
Is it Groove or Grove?
Groove. I said, it's groove.cm. Yeah. So it's early for me.
No worries, no worries, no worries. I just wanted to make sure I had it right. Let's see. I'm just looking to see. I apologize. You've caught me a little bit off guard. So Groove looks like it's a customer relationship management system where it's like ClickFunnels or one of these other services where you can build campaigns, you can build landing pages and that kind of stuff, correct?
Correct. Yes.
So the short answer is I can't guarantee. I don't know. I remember hearing Groove a lot. I've only been with ExperienceFyi for 9 months now or so. I've heard the name Groove a lot before. I apologize. I got something tickling me. And so my spidey sense, my intuition says the answer is absolutely yes, I'm sure. But we would need to use a similar process, what we just went through with Daniel, of connecting it through Zapier somehow.
Okay.
And I guarantee, like, hey, let's just check it out. Let's find out. Why would we do anything other than like just absolutely, let's find out. So when a student, you can see my screen. Oh, look, it wasn't even, sorry. Now you can see my screen again.
Got it. Yeah.
So when a student enrolls in a course in ExperienceFyi, I like how I still use capitals and stuff like a computer cares about, nomenclature. Anyway, when a student enrolls in a course in ExperienceFyi, update their contact in Groove. So that their AI engine will start to work. And look at that. So there's Groove is definitely a part of Zapier.
Oh, great. Okay.
I'm just going to zoom in there so you can see it better. So Groove is definitely a part of Zapier. And so when, you can listen for an action in ExperienceFyi, right? Like
Okay.
a student has been added to a course, or again, I don't, off the top of my head, I don't have a list of all of the actions we listen for. Like maybe you could look for a tag or, some other action like that. But when an action happens like that, then you can do something to your, to the contact in Groove. Now here
Okay.
it says change assigned agent, so I'm not sure exactly what that means. If I open it up, so yes, like you could change a ticket, you can reopen a ticket, you can create Groove member, you can add affiliate. So this is the actual Groove logo right here. I think this is the one you're actually looking for.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, Daniel's giving me the thumbs up as well. So there you go. So you could create a member. I assume that's the same thing as saying create a contact in Groove.
Yes.
And then, so clearly, yes, the answer is yes.
Oh, cool. Okay. Well, that helps. That's great. Follow up with Zapier next then.
Yeah, and I've used Zapier for a while. I'm not a Zapier expert. It's every Zap I've ever built is fairly basic, right? I fully admit that. I know that you can do some fairly complex stuff with it if you really want to get into the weeds with it. But mostly I find that it's just, connecting the system, because, if you get them into Groove, then you've got all your automations in Groove that you can use. And so it's just getting that contact and being able to sync and make sure that the information goes between the two systems. So
Got it. Got it. Okay, great. Perfect. Thank you very much.
no worries. Hannah, you look like you have a question.
Yeah, and it's not an urgent question, so if there's someone else who has an issue, mine is more general. I'm looking at the Ask the Expert AI bot, and I read the document that's out there on the help section, but it would help greatly if you could on the screen walk us through how that is set up and how that works.
Ooh.
But if that's, I mean,
No, yes,
if
that's
it's
a
not an
great
urgent
question.
issue.
I love it. It's a great question. My honest answer is I'm not prepared to walk you through how to set up the AI bot, and I don't want to give something that would be like sort of a false or
Right.
unprepared way to do that. But I certainly am happy to add that as one of our next office hours, where how to set up the AI bot, because surely lots of people want to. I think another thing that we want to think about is also the direct messaging system as well, because I know that's fairly new and it's something that everybody wants. It's something that people are very excited about. So.
Okay, so the other thing might also be a quick answer or on the tags, and you've walked me through how to add tags, and I understand that now, but some of the tags have numbers after them and some of them don't. And I'm trying to figure out what that means and how I could avoid a disaster by using a tag with the wrong number.
Yeah.
Because so that's another one of my questions.
Okay, yeah, sorry, and we had a little internet hiccup. I want to make sure I heard you correctly. So let's look through tags and see why some have numbers and why some don't.
Yes,
is that the
correct?
Okay, no problem. So I'm going to show you what happens. So I'm going to zoom out here. We're looking at a standard ExperienceFyi administration section, right? And so let's see, what's the best way to do this? Because I know exactly what we want to demonstrate. I'm just thinking about how do we want to do it. I'm going to go into the account section, and I'm going to show you all of the tags that are inside this account right now, right? So you can see that EMC completed. There's 2 of those EMC completed, but they both have a different number.
You're
Right?
not sharing your screen.
Oh, geez, Louise. All right, so I have now shared my screen again. And I'll just kind of back up a little bit. You'll see that I'm in the account section. So you go over to the left-hand side of the page, account, and now we're there. And I've clicked on the tag menu, the tags menu. So you can see in the tags menu that there are several different places where you can see EMC completed and EMC completed, but they have different numbers after them, right? And you can see EMC less than 1 complete and EMC less than 2 complete. And so those all kind of have different numbers. Workshop day 1, 2, 3, that has different numbers, right? So if I go back to my courses and I'm going to add a new course, I'm going to just add another expiring mini course. Shazam. And so now this expiring mini course is on June 6th. I'm just going to kind of walk you through the logic here. So what I've just done is I already have the template in my account once, and now I've added the template again, and I could add it a 3rd time, a 4th time, a 100th time, right? When the template is added, excuse me, the template comes with all of the automations and tags and processes built, right? So you can just customize the template. And so with 2 expiring mini courses, they both have the same kind of tags about EMC completed or EMC, gave feedback and those kinds of things. And so in order for our system to recognize that which tag goes to which EMC course, it puts a random number on the end of it so that it understands which tag goes to which course. So if I go back to the account section here and we go to tags, let's see if it proves me wrong. We will have additional tags here once we start customizing the EMC that we just created. So let's we've got our expiring mini course, and let's do some course content. If we watch a video, we can select a tag, or or if I go back and I replace with this name of the action. Sorry, I'm just moving my Zoom tools out of the way there. And then, so there's EMC completed tags for the 20567 is the one that we had before. So now I'm feeling a little unsure because we should have a new set of tags, right? Mm-hmm. That go with this particular expiring mini course. And so now, of course, now I'm here in our office hours and I'm unable to have the situation work the way I want it to. But at the end of the day, the answer to your question is the reason why we have numbers on the end of them is because we need to be able to make sure that they are unique. And so if I wanted to add a tag and I put, this is my new tag, and hidden. It's to show off a hidden page, right? And we create that tag. So there we are. It's in alphabetical order. This is my new tag right there. If I wanted, again, create another tag that also shows a new, a different, creates a different action or shows off a different, bonus page or replay page or hidden page or something like that, I would just want to make sure that I name it uniquely so that when I'm in the builder, and I'm in here, looking at my different courses, I would know how to find that tag easily. So again, I'm kind of talking over and over about the same thing. It's just really about being able to find the tags that you want to make sure that they're unique. Does that make sense, Hannah?
It does in a little bit, and we talked about it on the earlier in the week. I am duplicating a course, or I have duplicated a course that we're going to just modify very, very slightly and then offer it to a different audience. And so I just want to make sure before I take this course live or publish it, that the tags will all work within that new course that I slightly modified.
So so tags are not course dependent. So what I mean by that is, let's just say that you have, let's think about your practice or your business in a larger sense, right? You're going to have one course that's for people who want to do seminars. You're going to have one course that's like, hey, here's a really, it's seminars for pet owners, and here's a course for seminars for car wash owners, and what I mean? Like, you can go different things. And so you want to have slightly modified courses for each one of those. But here's the thing, your training material and your, the value that you're putting out there is, it's similar for each of those. And you probably have either bonuses or, hey, a page that says schedule a call with me, that would be the same for all of them.
Yeah.
Right. So you could use the same tag to unlock that bonus or unlock that page in all of the courses, because the tag gets put on the student's account. It doesn't, it's not, like I said, it's not unique to the course, or it's not dependent upon the course. So if you had one section on each of the, let's say, 5 courses you create, where it's like, hey, when they get this tag, show the scheduling box, right? You could just create one tag, go into your account section, go into tags, and then you would create, add a tag, and you would say, reveal, calendar, widget, right? And this tag allows learners something like that, right? Just remind yourself what the tag does. That's all. That no one sees this other than you, but it's just to remind yourself, why the heck did I create this tag, right? And then you can, if you go into your courses, then you can use it in all 5 of your courses or all 6 of your courses, either on that home page or in an experience or on the training page. And that same tag will work the same for all of your courses.
Okay.
In the case of the EMC, is like the reason why we have those numbers is just that if you were to build 3 or 4 expiring mini courses, you want to make sure that the automations work correctly in terms of nudging them to the end and sending the emails and whatnot. And so we put those numbers on the end so that, again, we have unique tags for each of your different expiring mini courses, because they're very similar. Just so that the actions happen correctly.
Okay.
I know that that can get confusing, so let me pause there. Does that make sense overall?
It makes much more sense than the sense that I had before. So, and I may have a follow-up question at some point, but again, for now, I'm just wanting to make sure my duplicated course isn't going to completely disintegrate because I have the tags from the other course in there.
It won't disintegrate. No,
Yeah.
and that's the only thing that you would want to do. Are both of the courses expiring mini courses?
No,
Okay.
They're both the full
Right.
course.
A gamified course. Yeah, both of them are a gamified course.
Yeah.
And so, the only thing that you want to make sure is, if you created the course initially for, seminars for, pet owners, is there anything in there that's really unique that you're offering them, or an action that's unique that you don't want to have happen for the other courses that you're creating? And the only way that would get really complicated is if you had one person join both of the courses, right?
Okay.
Then they may receive the same email twice, or they may receive the same action twice, or something like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes total sense. Thank you so much for
No
clarifying.
worries. Yeah, at the end of the day, this is the fun of it. The fun of this is the experimentation and whatnot. There's when you it's I akin it to like we have a bunch of Legos on the floor, a bunch of Tinker Toys or whatever, so you're putting them together and there's lots of different ways to put it together to create a masterpiece. And so test,
Okay.
test, test.
Test, test, test. The 3 rules of marketing. Yes.
I thought that was location, location, location. Anyway, sorry, not that. Great, awesome. Any other questions on the top of your head, Hannah or Patty?
No, I'm good right now.
Awesome. Well then I'm actually going to, if you're willing or it's okay, I'm going to suggest that we bring a close to our office hour session today, since you guys are good and there's no one else in the session with us. It'll allow me to get a little bit back on track on my day, I admit it. And then next time we'll go over the bonus sections and whatnot as our theme for the next section. Oh, Chris popped in with a question.
Your link, you didn't put the link didn't go through your calendar.
I did. You didn't see. Oh, you know what? It's because it was sent it wasn't sent to everybody. It was sent to Daniel's like autopilot or whatever that thing is. So there you go.
Okay, great. Got it. Thank you.
Oh, God, yeah.
There you go. Thanks, everyone.
Okay.
Have a great morning or afternoon.
Yeah.
You, bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.